So on this episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about Amazon DSP, which is the demand side platform for Amazon. It's a media buying episode you don't want to miss, so do stay tuned. So welcome to the 2x eCommerce podcast show. I'm Kunle, your host, and this is the podcast dedicated to rapid growth in online retail. Now, the episode you're about to listen to is an interview I had with Kimberly Magad. She is a team leader at an advertising platform or advertising agency based out in Germany called Factor A. It's actually Factor Amazon. They are 150 man strong agency. Yes, 150. And the only thing they do is just Amazon advertising in many shapes and forms. Now, what DSP is essentially is Amazon's solution for driving traffic to your website. But traffic does not necessarily emanate from Amazon properties. It's in a display network, and they use Amazon customer profiling to serve their Amazon customers just display adverts off site with the ability to retarget based off an Amazon activity. It's like, kind of think about it like what AdWords offers in its display network. It's Amazon's alternative solution. It's an interesting conversation. I had not ever had the conversation around Amazon media buying in the past. I've never had it on this podcast. And DSP gives interesting opportunity, worth split testing and worth integrating into your media planning guides. And that's all I have to say, besides just like enjoy this conversation. It was completely new to me, and I just learned a ton. Now, if you haven't already, follow this podcast on your favorite podcasting app, whether it's Spotify, whether it's iTunes, or whether it's Google Podcast or wherever you get your podcast from. And also just follow the show up on our YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like this episode. Every episode you listen to on your podcast has a video equivalent. You'd actually see me face to camera talking. Every interview has us, and sometimes in interviews we do share our screens, and that's what the YouTube channel is all about, to make it much more engaging. But besides that, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors. We have Klaviyo, Famous, we have Rewind, and we have ShitBob. Just a big shout out to them for supporting the show. And enjoy this episode. It's, as I said, if you're looking for alternative sources of top and mid-funnel traffic, Amazon DSP is probably something to consider, something to test. So let me know what you think about Amazon DSP. I would try and invite Kimberly over to our Facebook group so you can have direct conversations with her. On that note, I will leave you, and I shall catch you on the other side. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the episode you're about to listen to. Cheers. Hi everybody, welcome to the 2x eCommerce podcast show. I'm your host, Kunle Campbell, and this is the podcast dedicated to rapid growth in the direct-to-consumer selling space. And if you work in marketing in an e-commerce business or a founder, I'm going to pretty much help you sell more directly to your customers. And the way I do this is I would interview either an expert, a founder at a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand, or a representative from a best-in-class e-commerce SaaS product to come in and just share their expertise. We're focused on helping you improve, certain metrics, such as conversions, average order value, repeat customers, your audience size, and ultimately sales. Now, speaking of which, today we just haven't spoken, about this before, despite having brought a ton of people in the Amazon selling space, and despite spoken to a lot of performance marketing experts on this show. Now, on today's show, I have Kimberly Magad. Now, she is the team lead of programmatic advertising at A Factor. A Factor is based in Germany, I believe, and they pretty much are focused in DSP campaign strategies, which is a special program launched by Amazon for just driving traffic through top of funnel and mid funnel traffic through to websites. Now, there's a top of funnel opportunity essentially from Amazon. I didn't even realize that Amazon in itself works a bit like Google. Google Adsense essentially towards actually driving traffic through. They have an entire content network. They have ad inventory essentially, and this is what Kimberly's company is essentially focused in. They're focused solely on Amazon, which is very interesting, and she's here to give us the D2C opportunity from Amazon advertising. Probably not done you sufficient justice, but I'd like to welcome you to the show, Kimberly.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Could you take a minute or maybe two to introduce yourself, A-Factor, and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So like you said, I'm the team lead for programmatic advertising. It's actually Factor A, other way around. We started as Factor A and Factor B, so focusing on Amazon and eBay, but discovered that Amazon is where it is. So now we're just Factor A. Factor A has existed, and like you said, it's located in Cologne, Germany. It's existed for about 5 years now, and we were purchased by a very large agency network about 2 years ago, DSP. They focus on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, every type of different digital marketing opportunity that you can imagine. But here at Factor A, we're about 120 strong, people who just focus on Amazon. So in every respect. So like I said, I'm the team lead for DSP, for programmatic advertising. So the Amazon demand side platform and Twitch. But our other departments, obviously we have a very large Amazon advertising department with my colleagues focusing on search. We cover everything, so consulting, retail topics, content. We have native speakers for every global market on which Amazon is located. So also Japan and the Middle East and US and Canada, Mexico. I mean, wherever Amazon is where we are as well. So we're in Germany, but then global. And we also have our own software solution for search advertising as well. So we do every topic Amazon, but like you said, my specialty is DSP.
Okay. So prior to this interview, I asked a big question, which is like, what is Amazon DSP? I guess a lot of people will be thinking, what exactly is Amazon a DSP? Do you mind breaking it down?
Yeah, sure. I think you had a good example. I think everybody at this point is very familiar with Google and what Google offers. So search advertising and display advertising, so Adsense. Amazon offers search. Everybody's been using search on Amazon for like 10 years or so, but DSP is fairly new, especially to the European markets. It's been around for about like 3 years, as long as I've been doing it. And it basically stands for demand side platform. It's just one of many, of course, demand side platforms. So Amazon DSP is the display option. It works on a eCPM level instead of a cost per click method, and drives, it can be used for upper funnel and lower funnel activities on Amazon. So upper funnel using like in-market segmentation, so based off of Amazon categories. You also asked me, so what does that mean exactly? Well, in-market is basically, so we use the example of backpacks. In-market segments could look anything like a sports enthusiast or a lifestyle sports enthusiast. It could look like sporting equipment. It could even look like backpack. So Amazon categories, if you've been on the Amazon site, you'll see like the best sellers. They can be a very large category, like sports equipment, or it could be a very granular subcategory like backpacks, for example. And all of these categories on Amazon are built based off of customer behavior on Amazon. So customers who have been on different pages or within different categories within the last 30 days, or in the lifestyle case, up to a year. So it's very customer purchase behavior oriented segmentation, maybe in comparison to Google, which is more about search or informational purposes. So these in-market segments on Amazon are really strong because they're first-party data directly from the Amazon website, and you can't get data that's very like purchase-oriented from other platforms.
So this in-market segment, are they solely based on pages visited, or does Amazon enrich a profile and create segments? So obviously, if every spring and summer I buy camping equipment, would Amazon enrich that data and put me in a segment based on its first-party data to sort of tag me as a campaign enthusiast, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Or does it just
I think if
base it on the sections I visited on the website in the last, say, 30 days or 90 days?
I mean, there are lookalikes, of course. So like Prime members lookalike is a very popular one. There are many different lookalike segments which you could be in. So customers who look like your customer. And like I said, you're probably in every, if you use Amazon quite often, you're probably in every larger category. There are categories like home, for example. I mean, I'm probably in every single category about like that has to do with kitchen. So if you ever bought a pot or a pan, then you could be in the home segment, you could be in the kitchen segment. You're going to be in multiple like larger upper funnel segments. I wouldn't necessarily be probably in like the cutlery segment because I've never bought that on Amazon. But you're going to probably be in one of the very larger segments on Amazon, especially the lifestyle.
So with the impending death of third-party data, how do you think DSP is going to continue with the targeting moving
Very
forward?
well. I mean, Amazon data is first party. So, I mean, you can integrate hashed data, email data, or pixel data into the DSP as well. But 99% of the data that we use is first party data. And the majority of Amazon users are, of course, Prime users who are logged into Amazon while they're searching, or I mean, I never really log out. So it's just, nobody really thinks to like log out. If you're using Amazon all the time, then just stay in. Same thing with Google. So Amazon's going to fare very well with that.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk about how the platform actually works. Is there like an auction system? You said it's CPM, not CTR, not cost per click. It's a CPM based platform. So in its simplest form, how would you describe it working from a media buyer standpoint? In a D2C business?
Well, it works the same way as Google, obviously, because the ads, especially for D2C, are going to be shown offsite. So they're going to be shown all over the internet. So we are obviously, in many cases, trying to get the same placements that Google wants on many websites. So it's, like you said, an auction, like we're all familiar with from Google. And in many cases also competing against Google for the website placements. So
what?
No, I was going to say it's a very familiar system. Everybody knows it. They think Amazon, it must be different, it must be new. But if you're, especially in D2C, if you're driving traffic to your own website, then the majority of your ads are not going to be shown on Amazon. They're going to be shown offsite. And so it's just a typical auction-based sale.
Interesting. So I guess, given the fact that you have this enriched profiles, of Amazon sellers who buy from Amazon quite frequently, the audience sizes will convert better than Adsense. How does the platform actually compare to Adsense? So just imagine you're an e-commerce director listening to this podcast now, and you want to really make a decision on
where should I be spending my money?
Where should I put it? Where should I focus my energies, time also, and monies?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good question. I think especially that's the topic from last year starting up to now. I think a lot of the marketing directors think of Amazon as an advertising channel, a lower funnel advertising channel. And it's not. Amazon is very much breaking into marketing channel territory. So where should I be spending my advertising or my marketing budget? It's definitely worth running an A/B test to find out, because seeing where are the conversions or where are converting customers coming from? Are they coming from in-market first-party data from Amazon, or are they coming from maybe third-party, a mix of first-party, third-party, or second-party data from Google? So it's definitely worth a test in order to find out where budget should be allocated.
Let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. Did you know that cloud-hosted e-commerce platforms like Shopify and BigCommerce do not provide automatic backups? Rewind steps in to protect Shopify and BigCommerce stores with automatic backups. Rewind is trusted by over 25,000 stores. Install Rewind and get to test it for free over 7 days. And to extend the 7-day trial to 30 days, head over to rewind.io, their website, and mention 2x eCommerce. Interesting. I like the fact that you left it to the data to
yeah, because ultimately, I mean, you have to look at all the data. You have to see, okay, where are the click-through rates, where are the conversions, measure everything, and find out. There is no, there is no exact test for this. And of course, we've run these tests. This is not a new concept. We've run many of these tests, and sometimes it is, exactly what the D2C client wanted or expected, that Google driven campaigns led to more conversions. However, most of the time that's not the truth. Most of the time Amazon DSP does a very good job in terms of click-through rates, bringing customers to the site. And we mustn't forget, while we're doing these campaigns, how many might actually convert on Amazon afterwards. So that's a discussion that you also definitely need to have.
And are there reports to help you, quantify Amazon, sales?
Absolutely. So there's, we could do a whole podcast on that. So to start with, we did an A/B test, because this is a question that comes up very, very often with a very popular pan manufacturer. So kitchenware manufacturer. And we ran 50% of the traffic to their brand store on their website, and ran 50% of the traffic onto Amazon to see exactly where conversions are taking place. They also, of course, wanted to measure Amazon traffic, so see how valuable is the Amazon traffic in comparison to Google traffic. What they found was conversions are about the same for Google traffic and Amazon traffic when the campaign led to their own website. However, 95% of sales which happened occurred as a result of advertising being brought to Amazon. Because if you're already logged into the site, like I said, then it's just a click, if you have the one-click activation or feature activated, then just one click and you've purchased it. Everybody trusts Amazon, so why would you look up your PayPal password or Shopify password in order to purchase it if you're already logged into Amazon? So it's definitely worth taking a look, and there is a very great tool that Amazon launched. They launched it about a year ago in the UK. It's still in beta form, so they're constantly changing it and making it better. And it's been a work in progress, but it is now possible to measure how many sales occur on Amazon as the result of campaigns which do not land on Amazon. And this is called the Amazon Attribution Beta. So basically the way you set it up is you would say, I'm running Google campaigns or Facebook campaigns, Insta, so social or search campaigns from not from Amazon. And I'm driving them to any website. They can be driven to Amazon, or in D2C cases, most likely to their website. And then you can measure how many conversions occurred on the product detail pages. So for specific ASINs on Amazon, so your ASINs on Amazon, to see, am I actually driving sales on Amazon as the result of marketing budget which is not allocated to Amazon campaigns. And that's a really, really strong tool that marketing managers definitely should look into, because that's just the way it works. If you have an Amazon account, if you're a Prime member, you're going to be buying it on Amazon. And so you should be spending the money where the conversions are happening in terms of advertising.
So I could drive traffic from a Facebook ads campaign to my Amazon product page, and with the Amazon Attribution Beta platform or report, I would be able to directly attribute sales on my Amazon ASIN to the Facebook ads campaign without using a UTM.
But you could also, of course, and ultimately that's what this tool is for, measure campaigns from Facebook that are going to your brand website, so that have nothing to do with Amazon. Yeah. So this, like, the unintended consequence of marketing is that sales are going to happen on Amazon, whether or not you're driving any traffic to the Amazon website. And that's something I think that a lot of D2C clients don't think.
So I drive traffic to my website, and then the visitors happen to come to, just visit my Amazon page, and then that particular campaign that drove traffic to my website would see the attribution to Amazon sales. So it's like one stone, two hits type thing due to this report.
So if they didn't purchase it from your website and they purchased it from Amazon, you would be able to see that with the Amazon attribution beta.
Yeah. So that means that you should have visual cues on your website that, also available on Amazon, and then that just registers, just subliminally to them. So when they're on Amazon, they could search, or they could just, if they prefer to just purchase from Amazon, they just jump on Amazon, just due to Prime, I guess, and then they purchase directly from the Amazon
or
store.
Pricing. I mean, even if you don't have that, we have it, selling on Amazon button on your website. 60% of product purchases, anywhere between 50 or 60 in the UK, of product purchases begins on Amazon, or product searches begin on Amazon. So if they scary or good for Amazon, but it's the truth. It's the way that it's happening, especially now. With COVID, a lot more are Prime, and a lot more sales are happening on Amazon. So, like I said, it's the customer experience. You know exactly what you're getting from Amazon. The shipping, especially if it's Prime, or fulfillment by Amazon. I can imagine that a lot of D2C clients, if they are on Amazon, are using FBA, the FBA model. They know exactly what they're getting. They know, the title, the bullet points, all the content. It's like Facebook. It's an integrated customer experience on Amazon. Every page looks the same. So customers, they might look on your website for informational purposes if they were driven there from, a video ad on YouTube, or from a Facebook ad or a retargeting ad. They're being driven to your website. They might see how much it costs and then compare it to Amazon. And find out more info from Amazon. If it's the exact same cost as on Amazon, and they don't have to pay for shipping, or they don't have to wait a week to get the product, then why not buy it from Amazon, right? I know as a Prime member, I'm not going to have to pay any extra shipping. Or for the educated user, I don't want to have to give the website my email address, because then they're going to, maybe sell my data to somebody else, or I'm going to get all those annoying emails that I don't want. So I'll just buy it on Amazon instead. There's a lot of reasons why customers decide to use Amazon instead of purchasing directly from the brand website. So.
Yeah, so some are subject to debate, which would be for another podcast. But given the fact that it's a D2C podcast, but we'll keep it that way. Okay, so just to clarify, you did say that DSP, Amazon DSP, is a top and mid funnel. Can marketers retarget? Is there pixel data for retargeting on Amazon DSP?
So pixel retargeting, yes. So if you're going to use the Amazon DSP for D2C marketing, so driving traffic to your brand website, what we call link out campaigns, so linking out from Amazon, there are some Amazon restrictions or regulations that you have to follow. So in the case of a D2C campaign, it is going to be a mid-funnel campaign. Amazon DSP obviously has a lot of lower funnel activity at the same time. You just don't have access to it as a D2C customer who is driving traffic to your own brand website. For a very good reason, of course. Amazon doesn't want or won't allow you to do retargeting because they want the conversion to take place on Amazon. So they're not going to allow you to do product page retargeting and use those audiences to drive traffic to your own website. However, in the mid-funnel approach, so using a banner ad or an upper funnel approach using video ads, you can use the in-market segments like I mentioned, so customers who within the last 30 days have shown intent to purchase a specific product or a broader group of products, and use those segments and drive those audiences to your own website outside of Amazon. Pixel retargeting, like you said, is possible, of course. There you have to be careful of oversaturation. So obviously, if you're already running Google retargeting at the same time, then I wouldn't suggest using pixel retargeting from Amazon, just because you're doubling up, which isn't very necessary. It is also possible to use hashed email audiences as well, but again, that's probably something that you're already going to be doing with Google. So then there's no reason to do it twice.
Right, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so what is the case of not selling on Amazon? What's your take on? I know it may be a bit biased, given the fact that you're on Amazon. Factor is an Factor Amazon.
Exactly. Exactly.
But why can't D2C businesses not afford to be on Amazon from your perspective? What are the nuances to bear in mind?
Big question. I think there are a lot of misconceptions by D2C audiences about why they shouldn't, or a lot of concerns that they have about not selling on Amazon. Of course, number one, pricing and control. How much control am I going to lose over the pricing, over my brand image if I'm on Amazon? What are the kickbacks, all the hidden fees that you're going to have if you work with Amazon? And then ultimately, also, is Amazon going to try to compete with you and knock off your product? Those are all very fair concerns. Regarding pricing, if you're a seller, obviously you set the pricing. And there's a lot of rules that Amazon also has to follow if you're a seller. So get really knowledgeable about the pricing. There shouldn't be any hidden fees. If you have read through all the contracts and done your homework, then there won't be any hidden fees from Amazon. There might be additional fees that come if you want certain features like A+ premium content, or you want all the premium upgrades on your pages.
Let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. Klaviyo is a growth marketing platform that powers over 25,000 online businesses. Klaviyo understands every single customer interaction and empowers brands to create more personalized marketing moments. Listen, analyze, and act on your customer data with Klaviyo. Visit klaviyo.com/2x.
But get really familiar with fees, and then you won't be surprised later. With the brand content or branded content, I'm going to lose the look and feel of my products if I'm selling on Amazon. I think Amazon has done a really good job, and of course, biased again, of integrating as much as it can for those brand managers, right? So the product pages, even though they all look the same, they have the bullet points, the title, they have a certain number of images. The images need to look a certain way just to keep the customer experience fluid on Amazon. They do also have brand stores where you can put videos and integrated material and try to replicate the feel of your website. And not everything is possible, that's true, but you do have a lot of control, especially if you're a seller and you have brand registry of your Adsense on Amazon. Then you have ultimate control. And I would say I won't even address the last part about Amazon copying your product because I think it's an overinflated fear. For some, if you're selling like a product, a water bottle that everybody sells on Amazon, then everybody's trying to copy you, not just Amazon. But we could do a whole podcast about that. But I think that's a very overinflated fear. So to come back to your question, can I afford not to be on Amazon? Of course, my biased answer would be no, because it is, like I said, 50 to 60% of searches start on Amazon. So if and there's different type of searches, of course. I mean, there's branded searches where you're looking for a specific product. There's some keywords like Kleenex, for example. It's a great example for that. It's a brand, but we all use it as just a regular generic keyword. No one's going to type in like tissues, There are branded keywords where the customer is very, very close to the product. They already know about it. They know exactly what they want. And in which case you would run advertising to try to, take those customers from them or conquest those customers. And they're generic keywords that they're putting in where they're just looking for backpack. The question is, if 50 to 60% of people looking for a product are starting on Amazon, can you afford to lose those customers by not being present on the site? Because your competitors probably are on the site. And that's one thing that you really need to do your research. Is my competition on Amazon? What does their presence on Amazon look like? Are they running advertising on Amazon? That's all things that you can see very easily just by going on the site. How do their product pages look on Amazon? And if you're not getting enough traffic to your brand website, which I can imagine you're probably not, or those conversions just aren't happening, you can put all the money you want to into Google advertising, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to sell on Amazon if you want sales, because it's the sales platform.
Right. It's the sales search engine of the world. And I guess if you're still sitting on the fence, or you don't want to, for whatever reason, you still have tools like DSP to kind of reach out to Amazon, sellers. So can you set up DSP from Amazon? So you've talked about this network of websites, across the world, in the World Wide Web, which Amazon has, access to for its inventory. And, that's how you generate in your words, in your verbiage, Amazon link outs. So can D2C businesses also utilize Amazon as a platform, or as a website, as a targeting website for DSP, or is DSP only off Amazon?
Yeah, so you're referring to the other side, the link inside. Unfortunately, D2C cannot utilize it if you have a shopping cart anywhere on your website. So basically, the rule of thumb is that if you offer a shopping cart or a shopping feature on your website, if you are selling a product which is also being sold on Amazon, so in the same product category. So for example, a non-branded backpack, I don't sell it on Amazon, but there are other backpacks on Amazon, then you cannot show your ad on Amazon. So those who can show ads on Amazon, who are D2C, are those who have services or products which are just not featured anywhere on the site. So we're talking about cars, banks, insurance, movies, or like movie theaters or something like that, like the entertainment industry or something like that. Those are people who can actually use or show ads on the Amazon website itself. Otherwise, of course, the worst thing for Amazon would be seeing a really nice, flashy, animated banner ad for the new backpack. You click on it and it brings them to a different site. Amazon doesn't want to drive customers outside of the Amazon atmosphere. They want you to stay on their site. So it makes sense from their perspective.
Okay. Yeah, so a good rule of the thumb is to buy inventory within Amazon that, links up to, an ASIN that you own and control in Amazon, and then utilize DSP off-site Amazon to retarget, people who are interested in your product, and you take them through to your website. And there's also the brand recall advantage of a banner ad, given the fact that it's so visual.
Yeah, 90% or 95% of what I do is B2B or B2C. So obviously using the Amazon DSP and the first party in-market segments or retargeting segments to drive traffic to Amazon by showing ads outside of Amazon. Because of course you have search advertising, sponsored brand, sponsored display, a lot of ads already on Amazon. And if they're on the site, then the likelihood that they already generally know what they want is a little bit higher. Where search advertising fails or has failed, obviously that's changed a little bit with sponsored display retargeting, because now it's possible with sponsored to also show ads outside of Amazon. But with Amazon DSP, the main strength of it was reaching customers outside of Amazon on any website that they happen to be on, or even on Twitch, and bring them back into the Amazon atmosphere.
Amazon. Okay, because conversions are likely to be much higher there because they're Amazon. It's Amazon traffic.
Exactly, especially with retargeting. I mean, they've been to the product page, or for subscribe and save subscriptions. They've been to the product page. They've purchased the product before. We want them to do it again, or they viewed it and did not purchase. So we want that purchase to take place. So we're going to retarget them and bring them back to the page. So it's just like a Facebook retargeting or Google retargeting, like but with Amazon.
Just one final question. Are there exclusions? So could I, target and then exclude, buyers over the last 7 days or 30 days?
With D2C, no. Because again, I would actually have to utilize a retargeting segment in order to do that. And it's not allowed to combine in that way. What you can say is, for example, I only want, like in the backpack, I want to reach For example, sports enthusiasts, but maybe not runners because they don't wear a backpack. So you could say like, sports enthusiasts, but not runners, but not tennis players or something like that. So you can combine the in-market or lifestyle segments like you would like, but you can't exclude specific purchasers or use competitor targeting of any kind, unfortunately.
Not even when you drive traffic back into Amazon?
When you drive traffic back into Amazon, you can do whatever you want. You
can, okay.
The options are...
Kimberly, it's been hugely insightful, this conversation. And, if I found this insightful, I'm quite sure a good number of people listening up to now would have found this insightful. I didn't realize the opportunities in regards to DSP. It's certainly worth a test, as you said, side by side Google, and with its attribution, with the Amazon attribution beta, that's a game changer in itself. So for people who have who are listening up to now that want to follow your work and want to follow Factor A, where's the best social media, or where's the best place to reach out to you guys?
LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, or our website, factor-a.co.uk.
Okay, all right. It's been incredible. Thank you for coming on this show. And
you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.